Hi, this is Lisa Tanner from lisatannerwriting.com. Today I'm going to show you how to use a free job board to find freelance writing gigs. For this video, I'm going to use ProBlogger's job board. This is the job board where I found my very first freelance writing gig all those years ago, and it's where I still occasionally find new clients. So it's one that I've used frequently and I highly recommend it. Once the site loads, I want you to notice something quickly. See how this top section's in blue? These are the featured jobs. However, as you scroll through them, you can see that not all of the jobs are super current. For instance, this one's from the 5th of August, which was a couple of weeks ago. So pay close attention to the dates as you scroll through. But then as you get through all of those listings in blue, you'll notice that once it turns to the white section again, the dates start over again with the newest regular listing at the top. So if you're scrolling through these blue ones and you're like, oh, these are so old, keep going and you will eventually get to the other ones. Alright, so before you get to the job board, you should have a basic idea of what type of writing work you're looking for. Do you want to write blog posts about dogs? Write white papers for companies? There's no right or wrong answer, but ideally you'll pick something that you enjoy, that you know about, and that you don't mind writing about. It's a lot easier to work if you enjoy what you're doing. So as you scroll through the listings, keep your preferences in mind, but don't be locked into them. You may not find exactly what you're looking for on a free job board, so be prepared to be flexible about what you do, especially if you're a beginner. If you see a job that looks interesting, you can click on it to expand it and get more details. For instance, let's say you want to do some SEO writing, so this on-page blog writer gig sounds promising. You click on it and can learn more about the opportunity. That way you know whether or not it's something you want to apply for. This one says, we are looking to hire only USA-based freelance on-page blog writer for digital PR agency. The writer must have a strong command of English and familiarity with the digital agency life, e.g. strict guidelines, multiple clients, and process-driven workflows. The writer will be expected to create and optimize on-page blog posts with the primary goal of ranking in search engines, make use of keywords without keyword stuffing, conduct in-depth analysis on the subject, and add links as per instructions provided. Plagiarized articles will not be accepted. If the sample is approved, please share your portfolio and charges per 500 words. Start your bid with the word on page so we know you have read the complete. Catch those last two lines? They were super important. Let's look at them again. Please share your portfolio and charges per 500 words. Start your bid with the word on page so we know you've read the complete description. Now, most postings that you'll see on job boards have some super specific directions like this included, and if you don't follow them, you aren't going to get the gig. So the very first rule about finding work on job boards is always read the whole description from top to bottom before you do anything else. Otherwise, you might miss some small little rule that you have to do, and you'll count yourself out before you even apply. After you read the posting, you can decide whether or not you want to apply. If you decide to, check the posting carefully to see if there are specific directions for applying. Some ask you to email a certain person or fill out a Google form, but this one just uses the ProBlogger standard application form. To get that to open, you click here on this Apply Online button. Then you fill out some basic contact information. Then you can submit your pitch down here. Remember to follow the directions carefully. So in this case, you'd start with the words on page. Then you could tell a bit about yourself and why you're the best writer for the job. Then share the link to your portfolio like the company asked you to, and make sure to include your rates for the 500 words as requested. Once you get all of the information on here that you want, don't be in a hurry to hit the submit button. That's how you get yourself in trouble. Instead, slow down for a second and read your entire pitch. Do you have any typos? Did you include everything the description asked? Go back and check. It'll add 5 minutes or so to the pitching process, but it'll improve the quality of your pitches, so it's worth it. This company didn't ask for any attachments, but if one wanted your resume or something, you could use this button to attach it. Then you want to check that you're not a robot, and finally hit this button. You'll get an email from ProBlogger with the application and all of your info, and the company will get it as well. I always hang on to that email, so if I hear back from the company, I can easily pull up what I sent them, and we're both looking at the same thing. It just makes it go a little smoother. There weren't any crazy red flags in this post, so I want to take a moment to show you a couple of other ones. These are just things to watch out for. They may not necessarily be a scam or anything, but they are words or phrases that always cause me to hit the back button. As a busy mom, I don't have time for clients that don't pay well, or ones that want all of my time and attention. For instance, this job here is very clear that it only pays 2 cents a word. That means for a 1,000-word blog post, you would only get $20. If you're just starting out and you don't have any samples and you're trying to get some, it might be an okay place to start, but only if you're going to get a byline. But if you have experience and you have the confidence you need to go for the higher paying gigs, I would say just skip this one. It's not worth your time. You're going to have to work so many hours to make any money that you're not going to move the needle enough to make it worthwhile. Now, you might also find jobs that want you to write an unrealistic amount of articles each week. Well, you might be able to keep up with 10 to 12 articles for the single client or something for a couple of weeks. Eventually, you're going to get burned out, especially if you're trying to take care of kids at the same time, especially because most of these companies that want that kind of content don't pay you well. And so just pay attention to the details and really think honestly about your time and how much time you can give your business, because you want to be able to grow it sustainably. And if you're pouring all of yourself into this one client who's demanding all this stuff, you aren't going to have the time or energy or brain power to do much else, and you might end up resenting that. So while it could get you some money, it's probably not worth it in the end. And of course, as you're going through jobs on job boards, there are scams out there. So if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Walk away. Make sure you listen to your gut, because that can really help. All right, if you're looking for more help finding clients and landing gigs, make sure you sign up for my new program, Freelancing Basics. You can learn more about it at freelancingbasics.com.